question, right, for you?
All right, we are live. Happy Sunday! And today we are coming, me, Irina Portnova, and Chessa Del Rosaria. We are here to talk a little bit about is manifestation real? Because we are receiving some questions from the listeners, and we wanted to address some of the questions.
All
Chessa,
right.
what was the first question that was coming out of your listeners?
Yes, let's do this. So, Irina, the question here is one of our audience says, what exactly is manifestation and how does it work?
That's a great question because a lot of times we hear the word manifesting, but we really don't understand what it means. Manifesting is actually something that we bring from our thoughts into our physical existence. So we are constantly manifesting, but majority of the human population manifesting unconsciously. That means that the more we worry about something, let's say, like somebody is worrying that their health tests are wrong and, something is popping up, the more they are going to get in that stressful mode, the more of anxiety and thinking about worried thoughts, right? The more they are going to attract that reality, but people don't realize it, right? Or sometimes you could go on the gathering and meet people, right, that you haven't seen, like, let's say a year, but once a year, maybe like for Christmas time, for the special birthdays, you meet, right, with these people. And those are the people that constantly complain about the same thing, how much they hate their job, but they don't do anything about it, right? The more they complain, the more they manifest in it, meaning they attract the same thing, because people do not realize that our thoughts are directly connected to our results. So manifestation is actually when we are bringing something from our energetical level to our physical level. And just understand the concept that we always manifest. But when we are coaching people, we actually coach people how to manifest consciously, how to actually bring into our real existence something what we desire, rather than bring in something that is not favorable to us. So I hope I clarified that concept. And now I also, unless you want to add something, Chessa, what would you add something to what I was talking about?
One thing that really landed for me when you shared your wisdom, Irina, is where you put your focus on expand. If you trained your mind to manifest or create or make things happen for you, your family, and loved ones, just, bring in the dream that you've been wanting to achieve and make it happen in real time. Put all your energy and focus to what you want, what you would love, not to what's gonna, what's the worst thing that could happen. Instead of focusing on that, like the worst things, the bad things, oh no, shoot, worry, fear, I'm doubting myself. I don't know if I could do this on my own, or I don't know if I could generate more income for myself. All those things, if you put your energy there, it is not really moving you forward in life. It's a wasted energy. It's called energy leak. If you choose to invest your energy to what you want, that what expands and grow more of. You attract resources that supports you in achieving $1 million dream or $1 billion business.
Totally. So true. So when we understand that, rather than worry about something, because remember, the two strongest emotions are fear and love. And majority of people, that's how we were programmed, right? We are running on our programs. Majority of the people population run on the programs of fear, because we always afraid of something, and that fear actually generates the results that we are receiving in the life. That's why we teach people, let's just focus in on something what you want in life, what you would love, And let's connect to that energy, because that frequency, the love frequency, is so much higher as opposed to the fear frequency. Then once we focus and shift our energy on something what we want to create in our life, we are automatically starting to generate better outcomes. That's exactly how the energy works, right? So, Chessa, beautiful, beautiful share. I have another question from the audience. One of my listeners is asking, what does manifest your reality mean?
This is a great question. I actually received this from one of my audience to Irina. Um, well, first of all, let's break it down what manifest means. Manifest, in my own perspective, is what you want to create, what you want to accomplish, what you want to make things happen in the physical world, as long as we're living and we're breathing, right? And reality also, it's important to stay present, to see what real is, because at times if we are in fear, doubt, and worry, which is an illusion, and we get caught up in the illusion, it doesn't even happen yet. It's like those self-fulfilling prophecy that happens, and ended up self-sabotaging, and you ended up not achieving the result. I've been there, done that. And I must go through that phase for me to better understand it. Now that I've grown and I know better, I've matured. Never to do that again. And at times the reality is we accept what's being presented in our world. The more we resist reality, the more it creates resistance, and what you resist persists. If you focus on the problems keep birthing and birthing and birthing, problems after problems after problems. Now the key is my number one tool is to use the power of your breath. You pause in that moment. You could even close your eyes, step back, and take an inhale through your nose, and open mouth exhale. And you open your eyes, you're more clear to address the problem. And you ask yourself, what would love do in this moment? What's the best solution for this moment that is for the highest good of me and everyone involved? So there's a great point that Irina brought, that it is creating and manifesting by design, not by default. So you are taking in charge, taking your power back to create the life that you want, not settle for anything less than you deserve, a job that you don't want anymore, a health that is, killing you already. You're on multiple drugs. Is that the quality of life that you want to live in? Or staying in toxic relationships? Staying in a home that you're not in love with and your soul is dying from the inside? What is it really costing you to stay where you at too? Till we experience the depth of the pain and the discontent where you at, you won't be, honestly, there's no change that's going to happen, because there's no enough fuel of pain to push you forward. Even having a dream and a vision, a desire that we want to achieve, the value of that is, why not put our focus on the pleasure and the vision and the goals we're creating? We feed into that and we take actions from that, as opposed to being dragged by the pain and the problem, and you ended up not taking action, and you ended up not manifesting the things that you want in life.
That's beautiful. You know, what comes for me is also, like you mentioned, the point of vision and goal and direction, right? Because a lot of people don't have the direction where they are heading. And it's not surprisingly, because whoever taught us that? We never heard about it in schools. We never heard about it in colleges, right? We don't hear this on the news. So we, like we are so segregated from the information that really serves our highest good. So now it's the time for us to take the life in our own hands and start allowing others to control us, right? Including the news and every society and everybody around, and just really start like segregating yourself from everybody. Go within and start thinking, who am I? What am I? What do I want from life? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what makes me happy? What makes me alive? Because a lot of people never ask themselves these questions. A lot of people just, constantly on this autopilot, wake up, do what has to be done, go to work, take care of the kids. And this the same cycle repeats from year to year. And honestly, this is not the best way to deal, right? So, so um, and yeah, it is all scam, right? So the point is that we have to be very, very conscious of that, and we have to ask ourselves these questions, because we always, a lot of people live on the surface. They're just
Mm-hmm.
living in that 3D reality, navigating and tackling the problems and issues, but not really understanding that they can change something, right? They always think that everything outside of them is going to determine the life that they are living. But
Mm-hmm.
truthfully, everything starts from ourselves. Because once we partner with the power that we have inside of us, once we realize our potential, and once we start using that potential, we truly create something magnificent in our life. So it's so important to understand. And the first thing, I think, for people to start really manifesting what they want rather than continuously manifesting what they just thrown at life, is to be specific and know exactly, what do I want from life, or what I don't want, so I can change my results, right? So direction is very important, because there is no wind in the favor of the sailor who doesn't have the destination. The same way people make the budgets, the forecasts at their, job, whoever is working in finance department, they know exactly what I'm talking about. The same way we have to create that blueprint or plan for our life, for all the areas. What would you want your life look like in your health, in your relationship, in your career, and what gifts you want to share, like what legacy you want to leave after yourself? Because we are all here to do something great in this world. We all have the gifts inside of us. We all have something that we meant to share with the world, but a lot of people don't even know about it. That's why it's good to start asking ourselves these questions, so we can ponder upon the answers. And if somebody is listening and thinking, oh, you know what, it doesn't really matter to me, let me tell you, at one point of your life, it's going to shake you. Because we are not here just to live and exist. We are here to have the experiences.
Mm-hmm.
We are here to learn the lessons. And if we are not learning these lessons the light way, when the universe sends us the signals and we do not act on these signs and signals, something drastic happens in our life that shakes us to the core, when we have no choice but to change. Because changes are always happening in our life, and it's up to us. Do I want to be in control of these changes? Do I really want to make something significant in my life? So Bruno says the grave is usually the place with the most dreams, because they ever became reality. So many dreams who died in so many people. That's true. You don't want to be that person that, looking back at your life, you're gonna have the regrets, right? You're gonna have regrets that you do not really do something that you wanted to do, that you were passionate about, that something that gave you life. So this is exactly the time to start thinking about it. There is no better time than now, because that's the only time that we have, right, Chessa? And that's exactly what we were talking about at our last episode. That's the only time that we have is now.
Exactly. And to piggyback what you and Bruno shared in this space is I had a background of 15 years of nursing. And while working in the bedside, at that time in the hospital, the same regrets I've experienced from the patients I've taken care of, unfortunately, were in their dying stage due to a terminal illness such as cancer, unfortunately. You know what they told me? When I was sitting right next to them, they said, Chessa, I wish I would have eaten better. I wish I would have worked out and exercised better. I wish I didn't smoke. I wish I didn't drink. I wish I pursue the things that I want in life, the career. And they've died in regrets. That's where they end up with. And for me, that was a wake up call for me. Oh, I don't want to end up like this. And I all I could do for them at that moment is pray for them, for their souls, and have that grace from the divine. It's sad. It was sad. I was crying on those moments.
Yes, totally, totally. And that's like I said, like we really have to question ourselves every moment of our life. Is this the life that I truly want to live? And if not, what can I do to change it? Right? Because like I said, it's all up to our decision. We are the ones to make this decision. Nobody is going to live our life for ourselves. So we have to be the leaders in our life. We have to make this decision and say, hey, I don't care what anybody else says. I want to change. I want my life to look differently. And it all starts from yourself, and it all starts from that decision. And then you just invest in yourself, enroll into the program, enroll with a coach or mentor, somebody who can actually show you the path, how you can have that life. Because information doesn't equal transformation. We can consume as much books and as many videos, but nothing is changing. That's where exactly the question comes about from one of the listeners that asks, how can I start to manifest something I really want? So, and I think to answer that question, it's going to be like first to have the clarity, what you truly want, what you truly want to have in your life, right? Because a lot of people are in the fog. That's exactly what stops many people to go after something that they want, because they do not have the clarity. They don't know how am I going to have my life? Like, I hear all these beautiful stories, or I hear all these inspirational conversations, but how can I actually have this life? Well, first of all, you have to be clear, what exactly do you want? This is number one. Then you draw the plan, you have the blueprint, right? People are using the vision boards. We teach people how to write the vision statement. There should be something in writing, because when we write, we invite in our life. And writing down, when we sit down and write something, it actually gives us more clarity, because when we are thinking, we are involving one brain waves. When we are actually writing, we are involving other sides of our brain, right? So we make everything involved, and that's exactly when something comes to our mind that we would never thought of. That's in the process of writing, because this way we start channeling from the source. We start receiving these ideas, because I'm sure you all heard that we already have the answers inside of us. But it always takes another person to pull these answers out of us, because we cannot see the picture when we are the ones in the frame. That's why everybody needs somebody else to point out the blind spots, because we cannot see them themselves. Even, like I said, the most successful people, they still have mentorship, they still have coaches, because you can never be alone on this path. You want to constantly grow, you want to constantly evolve, and there is help available. All it takes for you is just to say yes to yourself, because the investment in yourself is the best investment that you could have. Because once you start changes from the inside, you'll see how the entire reality that you're living in is going to change for you. So, Chessa, I want to ask you, as one of the questions that was common was about, what does SMART goal mean?
Yes, smart, great question from our audience. Obviously, smart, crystal clear that that is what I want, right? And then M for measurable, where, because it's important for you to measure a goal. By when do you want to accomplish it, right? It's important to have a timeline, a healthy deadline for yourself, and also achievable. Whether it is actually achievable in a month, in 3 months, 6 months, because there is a lot of gestation as well. If you are wanting to purchase a home and you haven't even explored renting a house or a home and you're still living with your parents, there is a gap in there that you must still experience before you can actually even purchase a home. At times, experiences by nature has great value, because through our experiences, we learn from those what not to do and what to do and what's the next step would be. At times, we go through specific experiences. I personally enjoy going through experiences to bridge the gap from where I am to where I would love to be. Let's say $1 million business, right? In a year from now. To bridge the gap, I need sales experience, marketing experience, growing my business mindset as well, like working on my mindset, my heart set, taking actions, massive imperfect actions. So I'd love to highlight that. And R is relevant. Is it relevant to your dreams or your visions that you want to achieve, your highest path for you? If it's building a business for you, great. Welcome to the club. You could ask us. And then time bound is also related to the measurable, where you got to be really specific with the time that you want to accomplish a certain goal. And some dreams and visions are actually needed some measurable, like small chunks of goals that you must take on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, for you to achieve a year long $1 million, 6 7 figure business. So I love that question. I because not all people, for those people who does not know about vision and a dream, or it could be like woo woo stuff, or it's kind of up in the air terms, know that this is in a way similar to goal, but just know that the highest one would be the vision, and then you take smart goals to achieve the vision.
Yes, it's beautiful. And we had the conversation before going on the air. And I said, I'm a big fan of vision. This is my term because I'm a visionary. And everybody who was common with, like really created something in this life, they were visionary, right? Like we were talking about the brothers Wright who created the first airplane. They were visionaries because they did not know how they are going to come out with that, thing to fly. But they were so passionate about it that somehow that vision that they were constantly imagining, something helped them to actually develop that ideas, right? That actually brought them that success, right? Same thing with the electricity, right? It's not that electricity was invented, it was always there waiting for somebody to be discovering it, right? So that's the point, is that reality that we want to manifest, whatever it is, it's already here. Because the first law of thermodynamics states that the energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's already here, but it just changes the state. So the reality that each one of us want is already here, but it's on a different frequency. It vibrates on a different frequency than we are vibrating. So how can we have that reality? We have to work on ourselves internally in order to match that frequency. How do we work on that? That's exactly what we do, that inner work. That's exactly where you have to be with somebody who is going to give you the tools, who is going to give you the techniques and give you the system, the proven system that works in order to create the results that you truly want. So, this is exactly what we wanted to cover. Hey, Christine, it was great to see you today. Awesome. Thanks for stopping by. And Bruno said something. Don't forget about Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Yes. Thanks for adding that, Bruno. So basically, manifestation, it's it's all about energies, right? So an energy, we know that this is physics. So there is a lot of physics. There is a lot of, it's like I always say, manifestation is art and science. So we put together and everything is governed by the universal laws. And if you don't know how to apply these laws, you cannot really have the life that you truly desire. So once you study these laws and once you apply them, once you use the tools to actually create a different self-image, that is going to be that self-image of the person that is going to be matching to what exactly you want to have in life. And just to add to the point, vision and dream, right? The dream written down with the date becomes the goal. The goal broken out in the steps becomes the plan. And the plan backed up by action steps become the reality. That's exactly how we achieve what we truly want in our life. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and thank you, Chessa, for also sharing this space with us, sharing your wisdom. And we are waiting for more questions. If you have any questions, feel free. Don't hesitate. Just drop us the line. We always address the questions. We love to serve you. We love to support you on this beautiful journey because we are all in this together. Nobody knows it all. Nobody actually achieved that highest state of enlightenment. We are all here to learn and to grow together. We are just on a different level of awareness. Everybody is on their level of awareness. So we are not comparing ourselves to others. All we do is just comparing ourselves, who we are today, from who we were a year ago. So everybody have a beautiful, beautiful day, evening, whatever it is when you're going to be watching. And we'll see you next episode next week. All the best. Bye.